This is just as much the Bible as John 3:16. And Christians ought to have the Bible on how to have a Christian home. Turn to Proverbs 13:24, please. He that spareth the rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. Did you get that? He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. You say, I love my boy too much to whip him. No, you don't. You're lying. You love your own lazy, godless self and don't have character enough to do right, so let the boy go to hell. No, that's right. You're supposed to whip the children and make them mind to do right. Be good now. You read in 1 Samuel chapter 2, 1 and 2 about Eli. He was high priest. He's a godly man. That boys were wild, adulterous, irreverent, profane. And God told Samuel one night, said, Samuel, Samuel. He said, you go tell Eli, his sons have made themselves vile, and he restrained them not. And you tell him, I'm going to take the priesthood away from him and from his sons forever. Oh, what trouble. And the boys died in battle, and the old man fell off of the bench where he sat when he heard the ark of God is stolen by the Philistines, and he broke his neck and died, 90 years old. A curse on the whole family because he didn't whip his children. His sons made themselves vile, and he restrained them not. You know, it's a sad thing. So many Christian families, the children go wrong. I was in a revival meeting at Central, Oklahoma years ago. I went downtown, and I went from store to store and met every businessman and invited them to come to the meeting. They were very gracious and courteous to me, but I found they didn't come to the meeting. I wondered why. I found out after 2 or 3 nights, the pastor's son, 17 years old, came in drunk one night and couldn't get in the house, and so he went in the church in the basement and lay there and vomited all over the floor. They found him there in his vomits the next morning, and I knew then why people didn't come to church, that church. How many people, Christian people, let children go wrong? A man came to me since I've been at this conference. A fine young fellow came to see me. I know his father. He's a good man. And this young fellow told me how that when he was young, he got on dope and sin of one kind or another and followed him for years, and still the ghost of his sins haunts him today. A preacher's son. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Preacher's son, pretty bad. Bill Sunday had such a sermon on, get on the water wagon, a sermon against booze. And his own boys arrested again and again for drunkenness. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Yes. Let me tell you now, you better take to heart. If you can't raise a good family, you're not a good Christian. If you can't keep the boys and girls right and raise them to serve God, then you're to blame. You're going to have to take the blame for it. He that loveth his son spareth the rod. He that hateth his son spareth. He that loveth him chastens him betimes. Proverbs 19, verse 18. Chasten thy son while there's hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. What do you mean? Do it before he gets too big. Whip him while you're big enough to handle him. That's right. Whip him before he gets too soft in his ways and so in alcohol or dope until off the wild crowd. Chasten thy son while there's hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. What that mean? Go ahead and whip him. You haven't licked him yet until you get that settled. Go ahead. You see, whip him till he cries? Yeah. And you better whip him till he stops crying until you know that's true. If he's still mad when you get through, you haven't whipped him. If he's still sulky, you haven't fixed it yet. That's right. I wonder how many here, everybody here was ever in the United States Army, were you? Everybody do close order? I see your hand, were you? Oh, I remember the training of that old top sergeant. He was tough. And he'd say, wipe that smile off. And you wiped it off. Yeah. But if a top sergeant in the Army can make you fix your face, a dad and mother can whip a girl or boy till they get their face fixed up and their heart fixed up. You better do it too. That's right. That's right. Chasten thy son while there's hope. I had a letter some years ago from a family up in New York State. The man said, I married a lovely widow. Here's some stepchildren. She has a girl, 15, and she's breaking her mother's heart. Oh, she said she stays out till 1 o'clock at night sometimes and sasses her mother and this, that, and the other, and I don't know what to do. And I wrote back and said, I don't know why I answer you. I don't think you're going to listen. But if you don't, you got to answer to God for it. I said, the next time that girl speaks, turns her nose up at her mother, or disobeys on any matter, I said, you take her down, and you put her across one knee, and you put your hand in the back of her neck, and you put over those knees, and you get your ping pong paddle or razor strop. And I said, you wade in and whip her till she begs for mercy, and tell her the next time it'll be twice as long and twice as hard until you go get this fixed. I said, I don't think you'll do it. You waited this long, 15. Another few months, that girl's going to be a harlot. She's been no good, gone, if you don't do this right. I said to the woman, this good woman, don't you interfere. You stand there and say, go